地と海はワイアナへの住人に豊かな暮らしを与え、また人々は必要な分だけを摂取し、必要以上の分は大地へ返したり、小さすぎる魚は海に返すと昔からの教えを守ってきました。また昔からハワイアンには海はみんなのものという考えがあり、漁をするときにはイルカの手助けを仰ぎました。2つ目の特徴は、北東からの貿易源がワイアナイ山脈に遮られて降雨量が少ないことです。このためワイアナイ地域は乾燥した土地柄です。そのような地理的条件でワイアナ沿岸の海はハワイでも高い透明度を誇ります。イルカや他の海洋生物がたくさん生息しているのはこれらの特徴のおかげかもしれません。今日のこのツアーでは多彩な顔を持つオアフ島を紹介します。近代的な都会の便利さだけでなく、少し街を離れると自然があふれるさまざまなオアフ島の自然を手軽に楽しめます。それではしばらくの間、車窓からこの島の美しい景色をお楽しみください。
Going forward, guys. Here on the left-hand side, this is our Aloha
停
Stadium.
滞されがとう。
Home to the Pro Bowl since 1982. Unfortunately, the Pro Bowl has moved to Orlando, Florida. It has. Stadium C here since 2008. We do have a flea market or a swap meet, as we call it here, every Wednesdays, Saturdays, Sundays. Open from 7 in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Best time to go is when they open. Between 7 and like 9, actually, because it's a lot cooler in the morning. And you get there before all the traffic. So go and check it out. The admission fee $1. You can go in the afternoon, but you're probably you're probably melted. Now we perform a lot of our outdoor concerts there at the Aloha Stadium. The last concert that we performed there was a performance by Cardi B, Eminem. Before that, Peter Hernandez, aka Bruno Mars. He ended his 24-karat gold tour here with 3 concerts. There was one concert on a Thursday evening, one on Saturday, and on Sunday.
話聞いたら
I attended the concert that was held on a Saturday.
70分だって。
Yes, I did. Rented a minibus. 33 of my daughter's friends.
風景が変わる。こっこいし。
We had a great time. I will never again in my life throw another duck lip selfie in my whole entire life. I think I threw enough. And then, you know, oh my goodness. And now they had a great look. They were taking it. Dad, take another one. Dad, how about this more? Different from Dad. I am like, hey, I'm all for it, but after full of 554.
そう、移動70分。
Can we slow down, please? We're about to break the world record here. As soon as you folks say, well, 500, that's not bad. Just imagine like a 30 plus girls, okay, who's all telling me to take pictures. So now you can quadruple that number. Yeah. Good experience. Yeah, the Cowboys and the Los Angeles Rams, I think it is. Or Seattle. I forget which team was it, but I know Dallas Cowboys. I like football. I don't mind going to watch a different team when they come to play, because it's rare when they come down 12 by 8. But I don't mind at all. But am I going? Of course. I got one life to live, and I try to preach to everybody. I got one life to live, and I'm going to live it. I'm going to get out and enjoy it. So my daughter says, let's go do this, let's go do that. I never give the excuse of, oh, I'm tired. Let's go. I'm up, ready. Yeah, let's go. I will always. Why do this? The memories. Because once you one day, that's all I will have. Eventually my daughters will be long gone and moved out of the house. Graduating high school and moving on to their careers and their lives. So, no, I don't cry. Whatever. I'll be devastated. So we're passing the area, the body of water to your left. That is the area of Pearl Harbor. The island out there is called Ford Island. The big ball right there, the big Hawaiian style golf ball, that is a radar. It's for returning back. It was way out in the Pacific Ocean.
綺麗。海だ。地域によって海違う。
In its early days, it was not considered a suitable port due to a coral reef which obstructed entrance to the harbor. Following annexation, however, work began on the harbor to accommodate large Navy ships. An ancient Hawaiian legend describes how the Ewa Plain was named. Two brothers, Kane and Kamaloa, were standing at Red Hill, marking the district boundaries by throwing stones. One landed at Kane Point, but could not be found, so the boundary was set at Barbers Point, giving the name of Ewa, the stray, the stone that strayed the watchful eyes of the gods. Ewa Beach was once a good source for lima, a seaweed called oko, a zesty seaweed sometimes added to local favorite poke. That's raw fish octopus.
この付近はパールハーバー、そしてエヴァと呼ばれます。オアフの主要港パールハーバーは1800年代後半以前に真珠貝が豊富に取れたことから名付けられました。当時のパールハーバーは湾の入り口に広がるサンゴ礁のため港には向かないと思われていましたが、ハワイがアメリカの一つの州となった時、大きな軍艦が停泊できる港の建設が始まりました。古代ハワイの伝説にエヴァと名付けられたゆえんが紹介されています。カネとカナロアという2人の兄弟がレッドヒルの上から石を投げ、お互いの所有地の境界線を決めようとしていました。一つの石はカヘポイントとしたのですが、その石が見つからなかったのでバーバーズポイントを境界線にし、神々が注意深く見ていたにもかかわらず石がなくなったことから、ハワイ語で迷うという意味のエヴァと名付けられました。エヴァビーチ。かつてエヴァビーチはオコと呼ばれる海藻の宝庫でした。オコは刺身でローカル料理沖などに使われます。
Yeah, if you've never tried poke, you gotta try it. It's spelled poke, P-O-K-E, but it's pronounced poke. It's super good, super healthy. Yeah, it's raw fish. You probably say, ugh. Trust me, it's good. It's mixed with shoyu sauce, sesame oil, onions. You can have your own. You can make your own as well. Super healthy. The reason why I stay in the round sheep that I'm at right now is because of the poke and then 5 pounds of rice. That's the problem. Here on the right-hand side, this is considered the Waikele Premium Outlets. Places like Kate's Bait up there, they got Michael Kors, famous footwear, Skechers, you name it, they got it. Go ahead and check it out. Waikele. Now in Hawaiian, Wai means water, W-A-I means water. Kele means muddy. Kele is muddy, mushy, or yeah, it's muddy. So it's muddy water is the name of the area. After Waikele, pretty quickly, blink your eyes, we're heading into another area called Waipahu. Again, Wai means water. Pahu means to force, or gushing water, but mainly to force. So like forceful water area, Waipahu. Now Waipahu is known for its plantation. It's a very big plantation company called C&H, which stood for California, Hawaii. Sugarcane plantation company. Now there was a sugarcane industry, folks. This was a time where it brought many mixed ethnicities here to the Hawaiian Islands. They were in search of a good job, support their family, put some food on the table, a roof over their families' heads. Keep in mind, before the Hawaiians though, after the Hawaiians, the very first people to arrive here was the Chinese. You see, Chinese ancestry has been around here since the 1800s, 1820s, in that era. Right? Then eventually the Japanese came to work in the plantations. And then after that we became the Filipinos and Puerto Ricans and so forth. So that's why we have such a diverse and such a mix of ethnicities here in the Hawaiian Islands. If you guys notice. If you guys are worried about racism or prejudice anywhere in the Hawaiian Islands, good luck, because we don't have any. How can you? I got my best friend. I grew up with all my life. Pure Japanese. His family's from Tokyo, but he was born and raised here. Right? Mother buddy of mine, good friend of mine, his family's from Beijing. He's Chinese. I got another friend from Korea. I got friends all across the United States. I got friends from Spain. I got another good friend from Ireland. But you know what this makes up, guys? This makes for one interesting and amazing barbecue. I love it. Love it. See, I'll bring the poi and the rice, right? Then my other friend, my Japanese friend will bring the sake. My Korean friend will bring the kimchi. Chinese friend will go ahead and bring some good noodles that he makes. Makes an interesting switch of barbecue. Of course, my American friends will bring some bratwurst and so forth, you know. Some barbecues. Of course, I love eating, if you guys can't tell by now. Eating's life for me. So in the Hawaiian culture, guys, when I work, this is fun. This is play for me. When I eat, that's business. That's when I take things very serious. Yeah, don't bother me. Don't even hover. Don't even stare at me. Even the dog don't stare at me. Quit staring at me. On the left-hand side, you can see the roadway that's lifted up. That's the rail. That's part of the light rail system. So the question, guys, is how do I feel about the light rail system? I feel that it's a waste of our money. I do feel that it's $3.6 billion could be used elsewhere, to our education, and to our, learning how to, I say education first, but into the housing, the real estate market. When I say real estate, it's trying to lower the prices, cost of living here. Finding different ways to create things to make the cost of living a lot more cheaper. So we'll see what happens. So the light rail system, it's only going to help 5% of traffic. I can kind of sort of have a little bit of a good feeling about it when it says 25% it will help with traffic, but 5% don't really do a whole lot. I'm thinking, yeah, of course. I think at a very small scale, because you still got to get off and find some, you get off at the certain stops, but you still have to find a vehicle to wherever you're going next. You got to walk or catch a cab. So this next town we're coming into, folks, right now, it's called Kapolei. I was raised in this area. When I was born and raised, 36 years ago, raised in this area, there was maybe 1,000 homes. You can see to the right and left side how much you've grown, but I want you to look to the right. Do you see the American flag? With the Hawaiian flag, guys, to the right there? That's my brother's house. Across the street is my house. Look to the right. 2-story, 2 solar panels in my bungalow in the back. That's my house. This is where I live. Yes, it's my house, not my mom's. My house. Although my mom thinks it's her house. I was always raised to understand that when I lived in my mother's house, it was her way, only. Her rules, her house. You don't like, you move out. So I did that many years ago. And I have my house. So when she comes over, I like to say, hey, my house, my rules, my house. You don't like it, go home. She looks at me and goes, well, I'm your mother, so I got to step above you. So I smiled and walked away. I said, okay, sure. You notice that? So the west, this is considered the west side of Oahu. It is considered dry, but then we have motion everywhere. But during the summertime, it gets really hot out here. In the winter, it's really green, actually, out here. But then you also can go to the beaches, and if that don't work out, you can also go to the water park, Bay Adventures Water Park. Now, it's looking like this because it's under construction. The main hub for the light rail system is going to go right here into the lot here to the right. This is where the start of the rail system is, the main hub. And then we get, of course, our Hawaii Adventures Water Park right there to the right. Beautiful. And then you folks will notice in the far, far distance, about my 11 o'clock area, those resorts out there. So the one that's brown and tan in color, that's called Aulani. Aulani is our very own Disney resort. Next to it we have the Four Seasons. We have the beach villas, and then we also have the Marriott Vacation Club. It's located in an area called Ko'olina. Ko'olina. Translation, place of joy. Now that you see the Aulani Resort, you see the big gap in the middle? To the left of it? That wasn't, the property's purchased already. That was purchased by another resort coming in, breaking ground here next month, called Atlantis. So just like in the Bahamas, Atlantis will be out here as well. Now, the Atlantis, I don't know if you've ever been, but it's a phenomenal resort. I've been there, it's absolutely amazing. I went on my desktop. I still have a desktop, I know. Actually, it was my laptop. So I was on my laptop and I went through one of their tours, the virtual reality tour. So that's how I actually got there. I was there, wasn't I? Funny you said that. I actually, my sister's a relative here. So I actually, was about a year ago now, I bought a drone that was showing her. So what I did was all her listings. So I recorded all the drones. What I did was took my drone, went to each of her listing properties that was empty. I told her she can do it once she learns how to do it. So I do it for her as a side job. Then I fly my drones around the house, whether it's inside to and outside, so that you can watch it on the video. I can send it to you. So I did that. My drone can actually pause. So I flew it into the house and the outside. Recorded. Whoever's interested, you can either do a physical walkthrough, it's up to you, or you can watch the video. Pretty simple that way. Left hand side is Ko'olina, place of joy. Of course, it's very far away from Waikiki. They have all depends. You can have private tours in the SUV, you can do bus tours. We don't do Circle Island tours based upon every day. It depends whoever rents the bus. Circle the Island and stopping off. Circle the Island, 2.5 hours. Tops. About 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours, I'll say 3 hours. Yeah. Well, if you're just driving 3 hours, if you're going to stop off here and there, pop in and out, at least 6 to 8 hours. Because you're going to pop off, look around. So, alright guys, so welcome to the west side of Oahu.
Passing Ko'olina.
We'll soon be traveling along the coast of the Waianae Boat Harbor with the beautiful blue ocean on our left. Here you'll enjoy one of the best ways to experience the natural beauty of Waianae. From the ocean, along this remote shoreline, you'll be surrounded by pristine water and mountains. The area of ocean we'll be cruising is known for a large inhabitation of marine life, from dolphins to sea turtles and whales in season. Dolphins in Hawaii have not been hunted like others in the Pacific, making them less afraid of humans. This gives us a rare opportunity to see dolphins close up. We will now show you some dolphin pictures to help you recognize the types of dolphins that you might see on your cruise today. The 3 types of dolphins that you are most likely to see are the Hawaiian spinner, spotted, and bottlenose. The The smallest of the three, weighing an average of 150 pounds, and the most commonly seen is the sleek and playful Hawaiian spinner dolphin. Spinner dolphins are known for their unique behavior of leaping above the surface of the water and spinning, which is how they got their name. The spotted dolphin is sometimes confused with the spinner dolphin because of the similar size and acrobatic behavior. To distinguish between the two species, look for the bright white tips of their rostrum or snout and spots on their backs and bellies. The bottlenose dolphin is the largest of the three, averaging 500 pounds. You may easily recognize bottlenose dolphins because they've become popular from television, movies, and marine life parks. Unlike the spinner dolphins that sometimes travel in schools of hundreds, the bottlenose go in smaller schools, ranging from 2 to 12 animals. Dolphins are social creatures known for their playfulness. The dolphin behaviors you will most likely see include bow riding, where dolphins ride on the waves created by moving boats. Leaping, which can occur in a variety of forms, including the vigorous tail-over-head leap. Spinning, unique to spinner dolphins, where the dolphin bursts out of the water using its neck and body to twist or rotate up to 7 times before landing in the water again. Tail slapping, in a normal or inverted position, usually occurring in a series and often in slow-moving, undisturbed schools. Head, back, or side slaps. These slaps occur in the direction of travel by rising as much as half their bodies out of the water. What these behaviors mean is still not fully understood, but may be for communication, to facilitate movement through the water, to dislodge certain parasites, or just to play. Other marine life that you might see include the honu, or green sea turtle. Thanks to the Endangered Species Act and Hawaii state law, the honu has increased its population by 53% over the past 25 years. They average 40 inches in size, are from 200 to 500 pounds, and have a lifespan thought to be between 60 and 70 years. More than 90% of honu nest at French-rigged shoals in the northwestern Hawaiian island chain and migrate to the main Hawaiian islands for feeding. Their primary diet consists of algae. Over 275 different algae species have been found in the stomachs of Hawaiian green and sea turtles. In the winter months of December through April, you might also see our visitors from Alaska, the humpback whales. In Hawaiian, the humpback whale is called the kohola. These gentle giants come to the warm waters of Hawaii to breed and give birth to their calves. Now, please sit back and enjoy the rest of the ride to Waianae Harbor.
バスは青く美しい海を左手に見ながら海沿いをワイアナイ港へと向かいます。ワイアナイの美しい自然を堪能するのは船、海からが一番です。この静かな沿岸沿いは自然あふれる山々や透明度の高いきれいな海に囲まれています。今日クルーズする海域はイルカやウミガメ、冬にはザトウクジラなど多くの海洋生物が生息する場所として知られています。ハワイのイルカは太平洋の他の地域のイルカのように捕獲されたりしなかったので、あまり人間を
This is 80% of the locals live out here now. If the houses are kind of torn apart, it's not based upon the local culture. It's the culture based upon the individual, unfortunately. So, because if you looked at my house, I take a lot of pride in how my house looks. Definitely. So I told you folks it'd be about an hour roughly. That starts now. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, guys. We'll be there hopefully within the next, I would say about, 15 minutes maybe. It's okay. Just today, y'all be back pretty early. You'll have your whole day ahead of you. See how the mountains kind of look 3D? You take a look at them. That is called the Waianae Range. That's one of two of what we call shield volcanoes. Shield because much like Hawaiians, it's measured in width. But the other volcano, another shield, second shield volcano is called the Ko'olau. See the Ko'olau. The Ko'olau is outside of Waikiki. There are two shield volcanoes. Also coming up here to my left-hand side, there's going to be a house with a green roof. It is home to a person we know as Konishiki. So if you look to the left here, green roof, home to Konishiki right now. Green roof. Now Konishiki is a local boy actually, born and raised, he's a native. Born and raised right here, from this area we're driving through right now. I mean, he walked through these areas as a child. Now going forward, Konishiki, he left Hawaii in pursuit of his dream. And his dream was to become a sumo wrestler. That's exactly what he did. He became a sumo wrestler, but a very, very well-known sumo wrestler. I'm pretty sure most of the Japanese folks aboard my bus know who Konishiki is. He's very popular in Japan. Now we have about three local boys, local from here. You have Konishiki from the west right here. You have Akibono from the east, and from the north shore you have Musashi Maru. These three locals with sumo wrestling. So, Akibono eventually over time became grand champion. Oh yeah, in Japan, it's a Japanese sport. It's a very tough sport. How they practice in a way of slapping themselves. They slap each other and push each other. That's some hard to practice it. Alright, well, so yeah, for the most part, yeah. Very vicious. Only the few can do it. It's like many sports, right? Only the handful of folks can do that kind of sports. So the original name to the Hawaiians are called Kanaka Maori. The Maori warriors, Kanaka Maori. Alright guys, if you guys really want to know, we'll be there here within 10 minutes. Very long journey, I know, but you get time to text where we got us, send out pictures, sleep, or just enjoy the areas. So yeah, it's a short little tour, guys, so I try to put as much as I can without cramming it down you guys' shorts. I want to just go ahead and give enough so you guys remember. If you look to the left-hand side, too, you see some of the houses there slightly lifted off the ground. This has nothing to do because of water. It has to do with what we call the trade wind. If you look at some of the trees, you can see they're kind of blowing up the trade wind. The trade wind comes from the east, making its way towards the west. The trade wind blows under your house, so what it does is blows under the home, cooling off your house, blowing the hot air out through your roof. That was the old plantation style of cooling off your house. You see, folks, most of the plantation homes were Filipino influence on the way they built the plantation homes. Don't ask her to be okay.
ありがとう。マキありがとう。
I have been to all different Hawaii. So the 8 major islands: Oahu, Maui, right? Hawaii, Lanai, Molokai, Niha, Kaho'olawe, and the big island of Hawaii. Oh yeah, 2 times. Oh. The settled here, this is where Kamehameha is. When he said they settled, the big island is where Kamehameha is from. That's where he's born and raised from. Kamehameha is from the big island of Hawaii. Yes. The big island, well, the big island of Hawaii is also known to be the youngest island. The big island of Hawaii is known to be the youngest island because of the fact that it's still growing. Because of our active Kilauea volcano. We have our active volcano there. It's called the Kilauea. The Kilauea volcano is one of the most active volcanoes in the world. They'll tell you that too. On the History Channel, you look, they'll show you. Roughly about a year ago. No. So here in the Hawaiian Islands, guys, we don't have fog, we don't have smog, we have fog with a V. And what fog is actually volcano ash. You can have smog and it gets to your sinuses, you can have fog and whatever you can't see. With the fog, it hits your sinuses really bad and then you have a hard time breathing. Hope you guys enjoyed the short journey, or that long of a journey. Alright everybody, well, hope you guys have a great time. Have a great day. Enjoy the cruise. Enjoy all the memories, guys. That's what it's about. You guys are very welcome. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, actually, I have a card here I can give to you for a what we call a TripAdvisor review.